Are you an intercessor? 15 signs to know if you're an intercessor. An intercessor is one who petitions God on the behalf of a person, place, or circumstances. This is a specific time of prayer where the person praying cries out on the behalf of someone else. The third party that is being petitioned for is sometimes unknown to you, as they may live in another country or state. You may know them, but you may not speak to them on a regular basis. But God will put you on assignment to pray for that individual, place, or thing. Intercessors are needed today to bridge the gap between man and God. There's always a requirement for someone to stand in the gap for another, like it was in the old days when God had a conversation with Isaiah. 15 signs to know if you're an intercessor. One of the first signs is that you have a fervent desire to pray. You love to pray. Number 2, you carry a burden for others, even when the circumstances that they're facing may be unbeknown to you. You get vision to pray on the behalf of other people, places, or things, and sometimes you don't know them. You dream things about your own country long before it happens, and then later on you see it manifesting. God himself may have conveyed the message to you to let you know that you are an intercessor. Your spiritual leader, your pastor, or someone in charge of the church may have told you that you are an intercessor. 7, you are drawn to prayer, praise, and worship. Praise and worship comes before prayer, and it unlocks your engine to get you praying. God often tells you to pray for others and keeps you on notice of all ways to make yourself available to pray. Number 9, you have a caring and compassionate heart. You are drawn to the things of others, and what they are going through really get to you. Sometimes when you're praying, you're crying, and you feel the burden like it's actually your problem. Number 10, you are passionate about prayer. You maintain an active prayer life. You have a keen interest in the Word of God, because you're going to need the Word of God to pray back the Word of God to Him. And you ought to know the Word of God to know the will of God. Praise and worship stir you to pray. Your prayers are often downloaded in your spirit, and you are merely repeating what the Spirit is saying. 15, you live in a state of readiness to pray at short notice or whenever possible. To be an intercessor comes with great responsibility, and here are a few things that you must practice as an intercessor. You must walk in holiness and righteousness, have a clear understanding of the Word of God. We must pray and pray often, maintain an active prayer life, walk by faith and not by sight. We must be ready to pray at short notice. We must be completely dressed in the full armor of God for our own protection. We must walk in truth. We must walk in love. And most of all, we must know that without holiness, we cannot serve a holy God. And so to work in the army of the intercessor, you have to be holy, and you have to have a current relationship status with God. Intercessors have the authority to bind and to loose. Now I am commending you to use your authority wisely.